another Jewish community going through a challenging period, the Jews of France, numbering some 500,000. That makes them the third largest diaspora community in the world. Now, the political rise of the far right and the far left in France, both home to virulent strains of anti-Semitism, along with the rise in attacks on Jews there from Muslim extremists since October 7th, have many wondering if Jews have any kind of future or of any kind of safe future in France. Both officials here in Israel and some prominent members of the French Jewish community have urged French Jews to consider making Aliyah, moving to Israel before the situation deteriorates further there. And joining us in studio now is Dov Maimon, a senior fellow at the Jewish People Policies Institute, specialist in Israel diaspora relations, including, of course, the diaspora community of France. And Dov, earlier this month, you wrote a piece for the Jerusalem Post following the elections in France, saying the future is bleak for the Jews in France. How bleak?
Yeah, if we look at from Israel, when I speak to the cabinet, when I speak to minister in Israel, I explain, I think that the Jews are between the rock and the hard place. They have no good. There is a big demographic shift, one thing, with a lot of Muslim migration, and it's growing something to more than 22% of the kids or baby who are born now have a Muslim Arab name. So it's going to be a lot of people, more than 20 times more than Jews on one side, and half of them are really rigorist and want for Sharia for Europe, better than the Republic or democracy. On the other side, there could be a backlash of about 40% of the French people, natives, who don't want this thing to say. They want to remain French, as they know. And so there is a kind of, it could be three scenarios in some way. One, it could be Islamization, and could be, and it's not good for the Jews, for sure.
Obviously not.
Yeah, obviously not. Like in Algeria or Morocco or Tunisia, the Jews will have to leave. On the other side, with the backlash, it could be a civil war, and the Jew could be a collateral damage. And also it could be even the reconquista, like in 1492 in Spain, when the Muslims have been run away, and then the Jews have been put outside. So we don't see so much good news for the Jews, but it's very difficult to live. It's very difficult.
Well, I want to ask you next about that, because we have seen there's been a rise in French Aliyah immigration in recent years. We've also seen a phenomenon where a lot of French seem to buy homes in Tel Aviv or Netanya, come for the summer, but really they have one foot still in France. What are you hearing? How likely is it that we're going to see really a sort of significant, I won't say mass Aliyah, but really a significant rise in immigration from France?
No, I think immigration is always a mix of push factors and pull factors.
Okay.
So the pull factors in Israel is not really a place when it's easy to come now with the war.
Especially now.
Especially now. And the other side is not so hard for the Jews to live. So what we are going to see is that we know America is becoming Europe regarding anti-Semitism, and Europe is becoming South Africa. What happened with the Jews in South Africa? They live in close, residence like that place with a lot of guards around.
Right.
And this is probably what will happen. Most of the Jews will have 1 foot in Israel or over to other places, looking for safe haven or something like that. And they also, so it's very difficult because they have business in France, they have an easy life and nice community. Paris is the world capital of kosher gastronomy with 250 restaurants, high-quality restaurants. So it's very nice to live in Paris. So people are not going to live so much. They believe that they can think. I will tell you the basic paradigms. They believe that on the seashore there is a wave coming, and when the wave coming, they just go down the head and wait for the new. But it didn't happen in Algeria. It didn't happen in Tunisia. So we are not sure that it could be a tsunami and it will not work. So we have to be ready for that. At the moment, people look and see.
Well, I mean, is Israel ready? You hear government ministers telling the Jews, leave them and get out now. But is Israel really ready?
What we have done at the Jewish People Policy Institute I work for, we have made statistics. And look at 83% of the Israeli people say, please come home to Jews of diaspora. Even now, and they say 67 say even during the war, Jews of diaspora have not so much future, and they invite them to come to Israel. And they're ready that if the state of Israel will take resources to be proactive effort to receive the Jews. So something is, the Israeli people are ready to welcome them. But we'll see. It will not work so easily.
Not so easily, and it's difficult. As you said, to leave those kosher restaurants, and speaking of French leaving nation coming to Israel, not so easy. Dov Maimon, the Jewish People's Policy Institute, making plans perhaps for that Aliyah from France and helping advise the government on that. Thank you for joining us. We do have some very significant breaking news at this moment.